When last we left our fearless explorers,
They had just had a rave party.
we had shot our way into a problem, and now we were trying to shoot our way out of it. So yes, we had the party, the rave party.
And we just jumped down the Jeffries tube thing.
Right. And
The ladder.
we slammed the door behind us, but we didn't have time to lock it before that Skrillex thing ripped open the hatch and tried to cram its way through, but it was too big to fit.
And there's some very injured party members, right?
We did take a bit of damage. I think we basically escaped.
Because the damage, getting damage in combat,
Yeah.
unless you go unconscious or whatever, then
Yeah.
you're fine.
Wasn't someone, just like on the brink of...
They were on the brink, but if you get out of the combat fine, then you don't take any injuries.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you go like, oh, it was just a flesh wound. So we were going down this Jeffries tube. Fortunately, the Skrillex was trying to come in first, and it was all in a blood frenzy or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And it couldn't fit, and none of the other guys could get past it. So that gave us a bit of a nice head start. So Pill had, what was his name? Lico, the little rat thing.
That's right, yeah.
The cute little guy.
Yeah, Lico had
And no one calls the little rat thing except for Brian. Or Pill.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They just kind of look like that.
No.
What are they called again? I can't think of their name. Mugwort?
Starts with a K, doesn't it?
Kiwabs.
Kiwabs, yeah.
Kiwabi, I think.
Yeah.
Is plural.
So anyway, yeah. Pill has that clutched in one hand, and the party has these the little the adorable little shrimp things in the hover balls. What were they called? The skiwab or
No, they're something about skit something.
yeah.
Skitsies?
No. Anyway, those things. They're with us too. So now we have all the small, untrustworthy servitors.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. We were talking with Lico about
So that came about because he was unconscious.
he was playing dead. It turned out.
Yes, I was going to reveal that.
Oh, sorry.
Reveal,
Yeah.
but that's fine.
Now, pretend I didn't say that, and be surprised when John reveals.
So we were running along, and we ended up running the kitchens, which is this huge cavern. Well, not really cavern, but huge space full of food and whatever. And it's just full of wabi all over the place, cooking up stuff and doing stuff. And it smelled really good. Robin had made chicken wings that were there, and so she made very careful note of who ate the chicken wings. And then there was a friend of Lico's who saw him there and offered to help us revive him. She did like some stuff and put his head against him, and then he was like, "Stop pretending." When he opened his eye a crack, and he was just sort of terrified. So
you can't even trust him when you've killed him. Yeah.
And he was like, "What's going on? Why did they grab me? Why did they attack me?" He has no idea what's going on, what they're doing.
So we told him about how we had received this supposed message from him, only it was fake.
And he confirmed that because he didn't send it.
Yeah. Or possibly he lied about it as well, but no way of knowing at this point. We don't know what's going on.
The lies are too deep.
Everything is weird. So, since his family had been threatened, Lico wanted us to go and rescue his family. Go and collect him up, and then I don't know what was his plan after that. They were gonna head out of the city or something.
And he wants to escape.
Yeah.
Basically, now we've got Lico who wants to get his family and escape, and the shrimp guy who wants to take his brothers and escape. As far as we know, our ship is either impounded, destroyed, or sabotaged. But there's the proboscis monkey alien guy who who supposedly can help us out or whatever, and we're supposed to follow the yellow line to find him.
Unless, of course, he's lying and just wants to sucker us into, I don't know, getting in his ship so he can sell us off or something.
Right.
So anyway,
So we're being chased.
Yeah.
We're trying to go as fast as we can. Lico wants to get down to the down below where his family is, but we run into a problem because there's basically like a series of Jeffries tubes that are Kiwab sized, but we can't get through them. And so he has to think like, I know there's like a big person sized tube somewhere, but I'm pretty sure it's here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's here.
Yeah.
And so we started following him like Google Maps
Yeah.
as he takes us around to various places that he's pretty sure it's like around here somewhere because he's never like actually like gone into it from the human side, right? He just kind of knows roughly where it is.
So we make a few wrong turns and wind up in a few wrong rooms.
I'm trying to remember some of the wrong rooms.
One of them was that bathroom. There was this room that had this little swimming pool or huge bath or something like that. And there was this alien vampire woman or something. She wasn't a vampire, but she sort of looked that way. Who was in the pool with this weird alien guy, and they were evidently, having intimate relations, or were planning to have intimate relations. And she comes out of the pool. She's like furious at this interruption. So Flint Daniels puts on the Flint Daniels and tries to, sweet talk her, and draws way too good a card. And so she is all like, "Oh, why don't you join us?" And the alien guy in the pool is like,
he's like,
I didn't sign up for this. And she's like, "Quiet."
Okay. Yeah, he even looked like a dweeb. Just in his like alien form was dweeb.
Yeah. He's a dweebazoid. Anyway.
But we were like, "Okay, Flint, we got to go," and he was like,
No time for
while
canoodling.
While I would, I don't know what he said. I don't know, I'd love to join you, but something, I'm afraid that duty calls, some such thing. And then we bolted out there.
And she was like, "What's your number?" or something.
Oh yes, he gave her his room number. So, but apparently we avoided a combat there.
Oh.
So.
What, would that dweeb have tried fighting us?
I guess so.
Not a very long combat. Anyway, so that was the only room that really pops to mind. After that, we wound up in a sick bay. There was a super advanced looking, highly, I think that was the one.
I don't remember anything about it. I think we might have gone to another art room too.
Right. Oh no, there was an art room, and that was important because there was that guy. That was. Yes. Okay. You're right. It was before the med bay, because the med bay marked quite a transition point in what sort of rooms we were going through. Okay, so we wound up in this other art display room, and all the art on display there was like posters from 1950s sci-fi serials of Daring Do and like.
And they all said Space Rangers. They were all like things for the Space Rangers, and they were like, I think they were slightly moving, but they were basically like sci-fi posters about the Space Rangers, which was odd.
At this point, we're starting to see a weird pattern. There's been an awful lot of art that's depicted humans in various ways. Now, this stuff was obviously inspired by that transmission that Flint Daniels sent to everyone.
Right.
And so, the artist who had made this stuff, he came out and greeted us, and we asked him about, why is there so much art depicting humans in this? And he started to say something about how, that's the theme for this year's gala or something like that. At which point, a bunch of those little floating sphere things came.
Not the ones that were with us, but the ones that were already in the room.
They flew over and riddled him with tranquilizer darts. And he was like, "Oh, I broke a rule." But so apparently we're not supposed to be told that this year's.
And it makes sense because he thought we were in costume. Because he's like, "Oh, your costumes are so great. You look just so perfect."
Yeah.
So he apparently didn't think we were humans. So.
So anyway, so at this point we're sort of like, "Oh, are we the exhibits?"
That's what I've been thinking.
Yeah. Which makes me even more suspicious of the proboscis monkey guy, because his whole thing, he told us earlier, was that he tries to buy art and to resell later. So at this point, Pill trusts no one. And just wants, we got to get out of here.
Does Pill realize he's ruining this art display by not actually being human?
He is perfectly depicting a human, so.
Perfectly.
Yeah, no one's cottoned on yet.
He's also an artist.
Yeah.
Performance art.
Anyway, so then we make our way to the sick bay. It's an empty sick bay, and it's all like super advanced looking and stuff like that.
Yeah, and this is where he goes like, "Oh, finally, this is where I was looking for. We found it." He said that sometimes one of the bigger aliens here passes on. And when that happens, they need to be taken to the down below. So they have this chute for it, and he opens it up, and corpse chute.
Yep.
So this is the best way for big people to get to the down below.
Yep. A bit.
Which everyone was completely 100% on board with jumping down the corpse chute, except for Dr. Yoon.
I mean, maybe we shouldn't have just started referring to it as the corpse hole. That may have turned her off of it a bit. Come on, everyone, let's jump in the corpse hole.
Corpse slide?
We did make sure that there were
super fun, happy corpse
We
slide.
checked with Lico, and then we verified technologically that it had no incineration/rotating knife components.
Stationary knives are fine.
Yeah.
So,
It was not an
It's actually like an elevator, basically.
Yeah.
It wasn't actually a chute. It was like an elevator.
So we tried our best to convince Dr. Yoon to jump in the corpse hole with us, which basically amounted to us saying, look, all of your friends are jumping in the corpse hole. You should also jump in the corpse hole. And
Also, it's not technically a hole.
Yeah.
And so we got on there, and we're like, oh, we're pressing the button. She's like, I'm not going. And then we hear the aliens that are chasing us banging on the door.
Yeah.
And so
She jumps in at the last
she jumps in
second.
at the last second. And one of the spheres stayed behind to lock the door. And
Heroic, noble
sacrifice. Except his brother hopes he might get back somehow. But
Unless they're in on it somehow, or it's not a heroic noble sacrifice. I don't know, whatever. We'll find out eventually. Or we won't, I don't know. As long as we get out of here. So yeah, we wind up going into...
sorry, that reminds me. Actually, we forgot. In the room with that alien that got sedated for talking to us.
Yeah.
We got our sphere to ask those spheres, why did that happen? And he's like, well, we're not allowed to talk to each other. and we're like, we're telling you to. And he's like, oh yeah, I guess that's a good point. The, what are they called? Not the Hiri, what are the... Suzerain. Those aren't my god anymore. You guys are my gods now. So yeah, I'll do whatever you say. And then he goes over and talks to it, and then he's like, yeah, it said there's a sphere breaking the rules, and
Sphere collector.
a sphere collection investigation squad is being dispatched. So we need to go right now.
Yeah.
And that's actually I think what was hammering on the door when we were going down the corpse hole.
Yeah.
But
So yeah, we went down this like elevator thing, and it went to this underground like sewer river type thing, where there were all these barges waiting, and we were like, oh yeah, okay, everyone get your silver coin out from under your tongue. We gotta pay for passage on the barge on the River of the Dead. But no, we didn't have to pay for it. Was free.
Free barge.
Yeah, free barge. So we got on a barge. And I scienced the water, and it was like, yeah, this is the most horrible stuff you've ever come across. It's got like
Corpse water.
It's
ultra sewage.
It's
like all the sewage from the stuff. It's like it's severely basic. It's radioactive. It has like diseases in it. It has everything bad in it.
Mm-hmm. So.
It's a river of hepatitis.
It probably has like stuff in it that we just don't even know exists that's bad. It's like future radioactivity.
Yep. They have labs inventing new kinds of sewage that we've never even heard of before to put in here.
It's quantum sewage.
Yeah, indeed. So we barge our way along, and get deeper into the sewers. And the tunnels keep getting smaller because we're heading into areas that the Kiwap live in. And we eventually make our way to where Lico's family lives. And Lico goes in, and I can't remember.
We can't fit in there.
Yeah, we can't fit in there.
It's
so
small enough we can't fit.
The little sphere guy went in there to give us like a live video feed. And Lico's family is nowhere to be found. And there's blood on the floor.
Oh no.
And so that is why Google now has in my search history the question of what volume of blood is in a squirrel. Because I'm sort of using a squirrel as a standard.
We were trying to figure out, like, were they all killed or would someone just injured? And it seems like potentially just injured. Mm-hmm. We got Lico. Lico was obviously very distraught.
Yeah.
And we got him to ask his neighbor what happened, and they just said,
like you're exile or something.
They called him a traitor.
Traitor.
I don't know. I forget what it was. They swore at him. I don't remember what it was, but they basically just like, get out of here, traitor. We hate you. Mm-hmm. And so presumably his family was
beaten up and expelled or arrested or
yeah,
something.
He came back and talked to us thinking, and then we were asking him like what happens. And like, well, sometimes sometimes if Kiwabs do something wrong, then they and their family will be relocated to a new city. And he's like, oh yeah, that must be what happened. They've just been relocated. Yeah, they've just been relocated.
Yep.
So I can't help but thinking of it's like when your pet runs away. But
Yeah, there's a farm where the Kiwabs go to.
yeah, but
And run freely.
he's still pretty distressed, but he's holding on to they've been relocated thing.
Yeah. And so now we're like, okay, we're gonna try fleeing this planet now, and he's like, well, okay, but along the way, can we stop off at a data center? There's data centers up on the top.
I don't think that was actually his idea, but that was someone's idea.
Oh, yeah, it was the sphere guy or something. I
know it was one of our
whatever.
party members.
One of us?
Yeah, one of us
Okay.
wanted to help him. So
Yeah,
we're
and
like,
so
can we
to
find
see,
out where
to
they were
see if we
staying?
could find out where they were relocated to. And sort of like, yeah, okay, we'll keep an eye out for one of these data centers or something like that.
And meanwhile, whenever we talk to the sphere, it's clear those shrimp guys have no like respect. They're like
They don't care about
and
Kiwabs.
he's just like, oh yeah, they're probably dead. Just Kiwabi. Who cares? There's a million of them.
Yep.
And so they.
I really hate everyone here. It's terrible. Anyway, so
And Flint Daniels, I think it was around this point, did ask like, hey, are you guys like slaves of the suzerain? Like, how does it work? Because Liko said that he used to live on the plains, but they moved here to the city to get work. It's the only place you can get work. And the shrimp guy is like, oh no, we're not slaves. We employees. Just kidding. We slaves. So
yeah.
I don't know. I think they're like technically employees. They come here. Well, I know the shrimp guys are different because they came from a different world.
Yeah.
The Kiwab, I think theoretically can live outside. They come here voluntarily, but it's like the only option.
Yeah, it sounds like one of those almost indentured servitude type things, or like the factories at the Victorian turn of the century thing, where it's like it's absolutely miserable, but you can go and starve to death if you want to. Anyway,
choices.
Yeah, we started heading back up.
Yeah, and so because Liko wants to find his family, he's not trying to like come with us anymore. But he's gonna come with us for this part to help us.
Right.
But he's assigned to us to help us, but he's not planning to try to like leave the planet with us. Or
Yeah.
anything.
Which is
whereas I
fine
believe
by
that the spheres still are.
Yeah. So now our plan is sort of generically try and find our ship or any ship.
Right.
And get out of here. The proboscis monkey guy said that our ship has been tampered with in a note that he left us.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't trust him either.
Right.
So ideally, let's get back to our ship, see if we can get it to lift off.
See if it's actually been tampered.
Yeah, or if it's just been blown apart or something. I don't know. We'll find out.
The smoking wreckage. Well, I guess it was tampered with.
So
And one big problem with it too, even if it hasn't been tampered with, it's damaged, and like fixing damage is going to take at least a day, unless they did it for us, which is highly unlikely.
Yeah.
So we can't just like run to the ship shooting the aliens and get in our ship and take off.
Yeah.
Because our ship needs like a day of repairs.
Yeah.
we may be able to. I don't know if we can like go home in it, but maybe we could lift off and go off into like the wilderness or something and re-crash land somewhere to do some repairs in a little bit more.
Oh, you could launch.
adventure.
Maybe you could remote launch your ship while stealing somebody else's working ship.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
you could just steal somebody else's ship.
I am. That's sort of my view of things, is that we're probably just going to steal someone's ship. But then everyone else is like, that's horrible, stealing someone else's ship. Then you'll strand them here.
We used the word
And-
steal, and like and actually Liko was horrified. Because
Yeah.
we're like, you guys are gonna steal? Because like, but
And he started doing the little trembling eye.
Yeah.
what we
thing, and
actually
I'm like,
meant, we were hoping to like, whatever, I don't know. But yeah,
we're going to ditch him at some point. So.
Well, and I mean, you don't have
Once-
to strand them there. You can just kill them.
well,
That may
I mean-
just happen because
I don't think we're intending to steal someone's ship and screw them over, leaving them behind. We might go with the proboscis monkey, or like someone who's like is trying to screw us over.
Yeah.
And then it seems like there's enough of those that we can probably just find someone who like tries to betray us, and we can be like,
That's
sweet, we have
Skrillex.
an excuse to steal your ship now.
That's Skrillex guy.
all we need to do is find someone awful. That's not going to be hard.
And worst case scenario, you
Swing a
just
cat.
tie them up and leave them in the hole. And then after you guys crash under, then they can take their ship and go. Probably.
Yeah, sure enough.
I'm sure Corporation Incorporated will repair their ship and give it back to them. No
But
questions asked.
that's not your fault.
Yeah, that's not our problem.
There's a lion in this room. Hey, Frank, walk in. Oh, he got killed by the lion. Not my fault. The lion did it.
You didn't put that line in there. You just tied me up and threw me in the room.
We had no idea what that lion was going to do.
Until the 43rd time. Then we started to have a theory.
So anyway, we head back topside.
I don't remember how we got there, but we did.
We just sort of continued back on through the various passages and tunnels and stuff like that.
Oh, that's right. Robin was showing pictures of passages while we were discussing stuff that we just talked about. It was kind of interesting, actually. And then we finally got up topside because he knew where the yellow district was, where it's like a lot of like warehouses and like loading bays. Because we're supposed to follow the yellow line to follow.
To get to the Proboscis monkeys.
To get to I can't remember his name, but yeah, the Proboscis alien. And we so we get up into that area, and the room with those goat guys, the first thing.
I think we passed through this room that was like a cargo unloading warehouse type area.
Yeah.
And there were these two guys.
They looked like aliens, or goats, but they had weird ears.
Yeah, and odd noses. It was like.
And as soon as they saw us, they were like, "Hey, you, get over here! Yeah, this guy can't lift this without wrecking it. We need your help."
They have there's this gigantic like humanoid. It's like a humanoid cargo lifter. He's huge and massive, and they've got this piece of art that they brought to the planet. And they want this guy to move it, but they're all like, he's going to wreck it.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, sorry, I'm just not very good at that.
Yeah, I lift heavy things, not delicate
and
things.
we're like, we're running. We don't have time to help you load something.
We're in the middle of running.
They're like, you don't understand. We're telling you, get over here and help us right now. and things escalate.
They almost start there. They don't have to escalate. So yeah, fortunately Hawking deals with the situation.
Yeah,
so.
they started we just started running away, and so they charged us and headbutted Ampley, I think.
Ampley knocked down Ampley,
who fell into Yoon, who fell into
Pill.
And Pill was made standing, and then it was clear like the brawl was on.
Right.
So, but of course Hawking just like, "Rah!" And I ran over there and I just grabbed the goat by the horns, bam, headbutted, knocks him unconscious, and the other one is like, you did not. And he comes charging up, I grab him by the horns, headbutt him, knock him unconscious. And so, and then the big giant guy's like, oh, well, I'll just go then. And so, that's problem solved. Yeah. But,
Too bad a ship.
yeah, well, no, I guess that's...
we considered. I think we considered that, didn't we?
I don't remember.
Maybe not. We should have. We should have just taken it.
We didn't really consider it, yeah. But,
Done.
Yes.
But,
I think Robin would have been quite thrown for a loop there, because there was some stuff we encountered later that she was clearly expecting us to encounter. So, anyway,
what I haven't actually, I was going to, but it didn't come up. What I haven't revealed yet is that on my character sheet under consequences, I wrote down that I have a concussion because I don't actually have a bony-plated forehead for headbutting goats. So.
yeah.
And in the next scene, the chicken wings struck.
No, that hasn't come up yet. We went through another room of art that Robin really wanted someone to sit down on, and she had a big debate with Robert, who was trying to change his shoes in this really tight dress, and he's like, I'll just sit down. And she's like, you can't sit down in that dress because, whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, no one touched the art.
Yeah, she was trying at every opportunity. It's like, so you're leaning on something, right?
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm not leaning on something. So we have no idea what would have happened if we had touched that one particular piece of art.
Yeah.
But she really wanted us to, and we didn't. This sort of becomes a running theme now for the rest of this particular session.
Well, there's not too much left, but
so
we go running through the hallway, and we observe. Is there someone going in or someone coming out? Someone coming out.
Yeah.
Pill observes.
Yeah, as
because
we're
he's in
running
the back.
Pill, yeah. We run past this door, and Pill catches out the corner of his eye. He sees that inside is this control room with all these computer terminals and stuff.
Thank you.
And so we're in a hurry. We're trying to get to a ship. Pill is like, that is our goal. We're trying to get to a ship.
Yeah.
So Robin says, "You see this computer room?"
Practically anyone else in the party would have been like, "Ooh, that could be a database where we could find out about Lico's family."
Yeah.
But not Pill.
Pill is like, I am not interested in this. And Robin's like, really? It's like, okay, I will draw a science card and I'll see if I can tell whether this is like a air traffic control or space traffic control center, because that would be useful for getting us a ship and getting us out of here.
Right.
And I draw really well. And she says, no, it's not. And I'm like, all right, not interested then. And we move on.
You could have found
all
you
the
could potentially
players
found
are
out
like,
about Lico's family,
Yeah.
like all this.
Yeah, and Robin afterwards, after the session was over, she was sort of laughing to herself. She's like, "What am I going to do now? I really expected that someone was going to go in there and get some information I put in there." So we'll see. Next time round, we'll like be running along and it's like, okay, there's a door ahead of you. It leads into another computer room, or so, I don't know, whatever. But that was pretty much near the end of the session.
Yeah, there was only one other thing that happened, and that was out of that room. I think it was out of that room.
Oh?
A woman comes running, and she's human. This human woman, and she comes and says, "Hey, wait up! Can I come with you?" I think she said her name was Kay or something. I think it was Kay. My name is Kay.
Kai, maybe something like that.
And then that was where it ended.
Yeah.
So we don't know what's up with her.
Yeah. That
As
was
her
sort
disguise.
of that was the cliffhanger thing.
Yeah.
It's like there's this new
I have a
twist.
theory, but I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah. You think as a cosplayer?
How do you like my human suit?
It's actually a bunch of crows in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's where that session ended. So we're getting close, I think.
Yeah.
Next session, hopefully we will make it to a ship.
Poor Lico's murdered family.
Yeah, well, there was not sufficient blood to fill a squirrel in there, so yeah, probably all right. Yeah.
Poor Lico's tortured family.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if we do manage to just get to a ship and get out of here. We're going to leave a bunch of unanswered questions behind us here. And I don't know. I'm all right with that because I hate everyone on this planet at this point. Yeah. Anyway.
It's supposed to be a nice art vacation.
Yeah. Personal log, Lieutenant Pill. Encryption key 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have reached the phase of the mission where we run for it. There is a lot of running in this particular mission, through many, many different corridors with many, many different aliens. Much more elaborate than our usual running phase. Hopefully, we will have learned something along the way. I'm not sure what at this point.
Medical officer's log. That is a corpse hole. That is where dead bodies go. I am not a dead body. I am not going in there. I am not going in the corpse hole. No. No, no. Guys,
Come join
don't-
us in the corpse hole.
don't leave
Yoon.
me.
Come join us in the corpse hole.
Wait for me.
Personal log, Flint Daniel, Space Ranger. After journeying through the fetid bowels of this false utopia, I am touched by the simple affection that these poor, miserable slaves share for each other. And yet, I see the glimmerings of an actual galactic polity in the attendees of this strange fete. If only the suzerains were actually what they seemed to be. This would be a big, bold new step for the Space Rangers, but I fear they are likely to spin what I did to seem to be a rash and uncultured thing. Still, we persevere, upwards and onwards.
Flex officer's log. Never butt heads with a click, with a click, with a click, with a Washingtonian.
Engineering officer's log. I thought we were going to a party with dancing and festivities, and I mean, I should have known we'd be in a situation where we're running for our lives and like needing practical garb for this, but I just wanted to have a good time, you know? So, you know, my feet really hurt. It'd probably be worse in heels, but you know, Although I'm getting an idea for some new footwear I can make. They're going to be really cool. But we just need to get out of here and see if we can save Lico's family, but ideally save ourselves too, because things are getting bad. Yeah, mistakes were made. And no, Monty, I will not allow you to tear my dress. Hands off.